Live right now. Now we're live.
Now we're live. Yeah, look at
Mind me,
that. Live. Yeah,
I
5.
got I gotta practice all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Nothing like
The first
you
few
know.
streams are usually like really, really, really bumpy. You
Yeah.
know. So yeah, yeah. So is this your first?
No, actually, I got Thursdays. I've been streaming with my friend Canela. He lives in Oahu, and he
Oh,
used to work
nice.
for Wildstorm. He's good. Yeah, he's good to stream with because he's got a good voice. You know, and so kind of got some practice, but I gotta like I'm not good with all the technical stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
The
mix.
I mean, as far as like the technical stuff, maybe screen sharing, and then I guess if you really wanted to do like those little overlays, but that's about it. Otherwise, that to me the hardest thing is if you're drawing is keeping up with chat. Like that's the hardest thing,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know.
And usually when we like so when we do that and get mind you get plenty like gaps. You know what I mean? Like not gaps, but like just areas where we just both not speaking. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. Well, are you drawing?
Yeah, because we're
Yeah,
drawing.
that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice to always like not always, but it's nice to have somebody on who maybe like either isn't an artist or just not drawing, they're just hanging out or
right.
something. You can that person can kind of be like, so what did you think about the new Thor comic? You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
Yep.
yeah. I'm sure you got plenty of practice drawing and talking, but
Hmm. But yeah, keeping up with chat and all of that is like that's kind of foreign. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
that's a hard part. Yeah,
yeah, I figure I can practice in the meantime.
yeah,
Practice.
and it takes a bit to people to get used to. Hey, this guy goes live. I'm gonna subscribe to their channel.
Yeah, yeah. But I figure. I mean, I used to be of the opinion where it's like, okay, you got to get everything perfect, and then you can go live. You know what I mean? But
Right.
now it's like, no, forget it. Just go live. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just work it as you go. You know what I mean? Let them know you're not the seasoned professional. You know what I mean? Just trying to do what you can. You know?
Oh yeah, and people are pretty forgiving. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see if I can't do something here. Maybe I could do this. That way, people can kind of see what I'm working on. Where's my OBS? Where's my OBS? Go to screen share. And I have been having issues with buff skipping, so if I skip, uh, sorry.
See, I got the OBS set up, and I can't find the camera. Like, you know what I mean? For the life of me, I just can't find that thing.
Oh, you can't find what camera is.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you know what I mean?
um, I mean, yeah. How many cameras do you have?
Well, I'm trying to get my cell phone to be the draw cam. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And that's why I keep getting these audio issues because I got two audios going for the cameras. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're in StreamYard, it'll use like you have a mic, right?
Yeah, I got a mic.
Yeah. So if you're in StreamYard, if you're streaming through StreamYard, it will and you have your mics, your audio set to mic, it won't use the OBS audio. So yes, if you can get the phone to be in OBS, it won't use that audio. See what I'm saying? Because
Oh,
yeah, it will the mic will override to be the Yeti or whatever mic you have set
oh,
up.
I don't have a mic. That's. Oh, I thought you meant like I'm using the laptop mic. So now I got to
Okay.
get a. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
that's what. Yeah, so like if you have it set to whatever the laptop mic is,
okay.
in Streamyard, it will detect that mic even though your phone has a microphone. It won't detect that if you're running OBS. Like if you're running through OBS, like I am now. Like I have two webcams and my microphone all going in through OBS, but it's only detecting my microphone because of StreamYard.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, StreamYard is set to the Yeti mic, so that's the only thing it'll detect.
I gotta get the Yeti mic. I gotta
Yeah,
get the Yeti mic, and I gotta learn how to do the whole. Oh man, the cameras just throw me off with in what you call that in OBS. Like I
yeah,
don't know.
that gets tricky. You got to add a video media or record. I'd have to see what it is, but what it's called, and then you
Yeah.
got to find which camera is it. Now I don't know how it works with like plugging in a phone and using that. That I don't know, but if you have I would imagine it would be the same as a webcam. So as long as your camera's plugged in, it should detect it, and you can use that as a recording device.
Uh,
Yeah, that's something I'd have to look at like later.
it's yeah. I gotta do them later. Like like I'm doing so many things at one time. Like you know what I mean. Like
Oh yeah, dude.
you know what I mean. Like just this the code switching is crazy. Like drawing, working, living, dad, husband, all of that. Like you know what I mean. Like it's just too much. You know what I mean.
It's hard to balance that, and it's always. And I'm sure you're like me. I have the motto of family first,
Right.
so
Right.
that's
Yeah.
what that's what comes first. So
Yeah.
uh, and it's hard to juggle like all the other stuff in between that. So
Right.
there's only so much time that we have to work on these things and do
Yep.
the things that we want to do. I hate
Yep.
cancel that. So yeah, the juggling is definitely something that takes a long time to get in. But it's even harder if you have a family and you have a kid with that because the kid ages and then that whole thing, that dynamic changes. So the pattern of like, hey, they go to bed at this time or they wake up at this, that'll change. Like they do
Yep.
this and that, it's going to change. So you're in a constant state of flux almost.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's do 500.
So on that.
So yeah. So what are you working on?
80 guns right now. See, I was trying to get the sorry, your team. I was trying to get my camera to stream what I'm drawing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that instead of talking about them, like you could see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's irritating when I can't get it, and then I'm hosting the show, and then everybody else has their project on screen because they got their shit together, but I don't. You know what I mean? And I'm the one running the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, it takes several shows to get the hang of it, and plus the equipment that you need to buy, or
Right.
get, or
Yeah.
so it just takes a while to get your footing. Um, like I said, yeah, it definitely helps. Like I have a webcam pointed at my art desk, and it see, that's just Pinhead. Did I not? Oh, you know what? I see what I did. Um, yeah, I screwed up. Sorry, I'm working and talking at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I got I'm doing the same.
Um,
Worry
so
about it.
yeah, so getting once you get set up with certain like hardware, some of the software gets a little easier and just troubleshooting that. So yeah, that's why to me like a decent webcam will cost like you can get a decent one for maybe $50. Like it's not the best, but it'll work.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do this, I'm also getting good on. I keep hearing about this Blue Yeti or whatever, so it's like,
that's
oh
the
shit.
mic. The Yeti is the mic. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, it's a camera. Camera. What are we talking about now?
a webcam.
A webcam. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So like you get a decent Logitech HD webcam for 75, I would say even. Like it's a little expensive at that end in a way, but you can still even get 50. So like the one that's pointed at my art desk, I think cost me $60.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't insane. There are insanely expensive ones. Um, and then I get goosenecks where you screw in the webcam on this little gooseneck, and then you can like contort it and twist it to whatever
Okay.
position you want. And then it points right at your artwork, and you're kind of good.
Ah,
So yeah, yeah, they come in handy. So So yeah, like I said, I don't know how to work it with the camera. Is why I'm saying that. Like I did use what do you have? Do you have a Mac or a PC?
I got a Mac. I got a
Okay.
yeah, I got a MacBook Pro, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Do you have an iPhone then?
I have an iPhone. I have an
Okay.
iPhone, an iPad, and a Mac, and a MacBook Pro. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if anything, I would maybe even just do a YouTube search on how to go ahead and do it with an iPhone to your Mac, because I'm sure it's a lot easier than like using a Droid with a Mac or something like that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I cannot wait till this con is finished because then I can actually do the the research homework that I got to do to just get my stuff straight.
Right.
I tried to do them, and then I got the deadlines and all of that. And it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh
dude. Yeah, you can only do so much, and like we said, there's only so much time in the day to do the research. You know?
yeah, yeah, and
So
work and
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 work.
and do the deadlines because you got these things due and all of that.
Exactly, dude. So it it's a juggling act. Very
Yeah,
stressful juggling act.
yeah.
Where am I? I'm up there. Is that the right? I didn't click the right button. Yeah, I what for my videos, I tend to just like if I'm on topic lists or I am hanging out with Play Goal or you.
Right.
If I were drawing right now, I'll record it, and that way that'll be my next video that I'll just edit and upload to YouTube. You know what I mean for the next day. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. You know,
Right, 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 right.
it just they usually don't take this long for me to edit, but this was kind of a weird one because I did two pieces uh, tonight, and I'm gonna just do them both because they were sketches, so I'm just doing both in the same video.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, so uh, it's tricky. This one's gonna take me a little longer to edit. So what I do is I'll just usually because usually I'm not doing much except drawing it. So there's not much editing that usually goes into like time cutting it,
Right.
splicing anything. It's usually just straight drawing. I just speed it up. Sometimes I might have to cut some things, but it's usually I just speed it up a lot, and then I'll record a little outro like, "Hey, thanks everybody, that was fun," and then do my trailer for our G, put that at the very very end, and then I'll go back and do a voiceover of while I'm drawing. I'll do a voiceover of it. So I'm like, so it doesn't take me usually all that long to really do these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's still a lot more work than I thought. You know what I mean?
it's
I
a lot more work. It is, dude. And like to be honest, they could take excluding drawing time. They could take about anywhere between a half hour to an hour and a half to really like do one of the videos.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, so it all depends. Sometimes, like I said, if there's no splicing, nothing like that, and it might take me about half hour to 40 minutes to actually do the video, which it really isn't all that. That's including uploading, the to YouTube and everything like that. So it's not all that bad, really. So the drawing usually takes me about a half hour because they're sketches. I don't usually draw full on like 4 hour illustrations and put them in. I've done it once or twice. The only reason why I don't do that is, yeah, I can speed them up to any time I want. I can make them, 20 seconds long if I really wanted to. But when you condense something that's that long into a shorter time frame, it takes a lot for the processor to render it. And
Oh,
my computer isn't the highest end thing, so sometimes it won't always fully do it, and it also takes forever at that point. So I try to keep the drawing at about a half hour to an hour at most.
oh,
Yeah. So
yeah. I gotta figure all of this stuff out, but man, it sounds like a lot of work. I just want to hit record. You know what I mean?
no, dude. Hey, I get it. That's why, like I said, like if now, like I just I'll draw on a stream or something if I'm hanging out. If I'm running a stream, is forget about it. I can't record it. But you can just hit record, go in, speed it up, and Bob's your uncle, call it a day. Like this is just how I do it. Now, keep in
Right.
mind though, dude, I've been doing these because I had surgery a while back, so I was out of work for like 6 months,
Oh,
After I healed, I was like, I'm not doing anything else. Frog G was drawn already, and so I'm like, I might as well try to grow my YouTube channel. And it was like, oh, like I would go to bed like, oh, I forgot I got to do a video tonight, and but now it's just repetition and pattern. I'm just like, oh, like
that's
I have to do.
that's what I want to get to. I want to get to that point where it's a repetition and a pattern, and like, you know what I mean. So it's like,
Yep.
all the little things to just get to that point where it's seamless, and it's like, but one little, like the microphone. You know what I mean? It seems like something so easy, but it's not in essence. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
it's
it's,
yeah, it's one step at a time too.
yeah,
You know, it's one thing at a time. And I've had my channel for 3 years. Well, actually, I've had it for like 15 years or whatever. Who knows? But I've only
right.
been working on it for the past 3 years, and like it
Yeah,
took me a good, what, 2 years just to get like a decent webcam. It took me another 2.5 years to get the Yeti. You know what I mean? So like,
right. Okay,
so
okay,
yeah,
okay.
slow process.
Right, right. Which is okay. That sounds normal to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's time, dude. We
It
only have
is.
so much time.
But you see, like, you see Malin and all the big guys, and you're like, oh, I could do that, and then you go for Doom, and it's like, holy shit, it's not as easy as make it sound.
Yes, yeah. Well, the thing is, there also is that like I'm not. They have full time jobs, but they don't have a full time job. Like, you know what I mean? Like drawing
Mm,
comics is their full time job. That's it.
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. They're not
So
like us. Yeah,
yeah, so
they're not normies
they
like
already have
us.
that out of the way. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they do have that fortunate part of it.
right.
Speed this up a lot more. This one took me longer. Or maybe I won't. Where's the? Oh, I guess I'll hit cancel. I don't know what happened. So yeah, so but like I said though, I'm in this pattern now where at Sunday night I do a drawing or a sketch or a doodle. And the other good thing is I can always sell them at a later date. You know what I mean? So if like I
Mhm.
do a sketch cover, I could sell that at an auction or something, or and I have done it is where I've drawn a panel of Frog G, and I'll just upload that because it kills two birds. I did my work for the comic, but I also did my video. So
That's what exactly what I want right there.
yeah,
Was like I'm working and getting the video out, and because it's a promotion too, right? So it's
yep,
kind of like a gift that keeps on giving because you just working on the things that you got to do, which is promote and work on them. So yeah, I
yeah,
want
and
to.
I do that with I did that with Samurai Priest. I did that with Frog G. Now, yeah, it doesn't usually end up working, but you still get more eyes on things. It's more
Yeah, yeah,
even if you don't get any backers or anything like that, is you still get eyes, and that's what's important.
yeah, yeah. And just doing like like Jimmy's on King, so you can get some. You know what I mean? You might get some stuff if you work on something with Jimmy, or like, you know what I mean? Like just being around the high profile guys might get you something just on the by chance, you know what I mean? Which I think is awesome, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's the end all be all, but you're in better company, you know what I mean? Because his campaign is doing good, you know what I mean? But so yeah.
no, and that's a fortunate byproduct of them, hanging out with us and us hanging out with them or becoming friends. It's
Right.
just a fortunate byproduct, is all. It's not like
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like you're trying to. Well, maybe I am. I mean, why we
Eh,
here? You know what I mean? Like that's the reason why we here. Like, you know what I mean? So that we can continue doing this. So
right.
that's. But yeah,
I gotta do some math here.
I dig it.
Five, why not? And shorten it too much.
It's gonna be interesting because I got some friends that hate Comic Skate, and they don't know that I'm Comic Skate. You know what I mean?
I just think that's like I guess it's perception. Like I'm not saying these are bad people, but they're like Ethan has a sarcastic, dry sense of humor, or it has like that wit
Right.
where it's just he's joking, but people
Right.
take him seriously. And when they do that, he's the biggest voice, so people associate that. It's like that's not all of CG. Not all of us are like that. Like it's like some of like Ethan's political, Malin does a politic thing, Shane, they all kind of have a political side. That's not all of Comicsgate. Like
Right.
I'm not like that. I know jack about politics, dude.
Me too. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Me too.
So it's
That's the
they
thing.
have that misnomer.
I mean, I think that the label Comicsgate is just easy for people to just push you into whatever category they feel like pushing you into. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which is kind of how we, if you think about it, it's pretty much, I think, how everybody got here, right? I think everybody was pushed into Comicsgate. You know what I mean? Maybe
Uh,
not everybody, but like I know I wasn't pushed into it, but I was like, they kept saying, "You sound like Comicsgate. You sound like." I was like, "Who the fuck is this Comicsgate?" You know what I mean? And then then I Google Comicsgate. I was like, "Oh, these are my people." You know what I mean? So I was like, so then you know what I mean. So, but you know what I
Right.
mean. But just the fact that they said you sound like Comicsgate, so that already sets it up. Like, okay, so Comicsgate is the boogeyman. I sound like the boogeyman. And then when I click on for check out who this boogeyman is, I am the boogeyman. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah.
Right.
So then it's like, so do I tell them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't sound like they're gonna be my friend afterwards. And I don't care either way. But still, yeah, it's business for me. Like, you know what I mean? Some of them, they're on conventions that if they hate Comicsgate, now I'm not gonna be allowed to go to those conventions. And mind you, I live in Hawaii, so we only have few. You know what I mean? So you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Like there's I to me when somebody's like, "Hey, you sound like Comicsgate," it's like, what does that sound like?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what do you mean by I sound like I sound like Comicsgate? Because I I don't like them changing the origins of like established characters and to being something totally different than what they were. Like it or I don't like them forcing sexually agendaed politics into books that never really totally had them. Like there was hints of anything in any book,
Right,
but
right.
these are forced. Like why? Because I don't like that. Like is
Yeah,
that and also so
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like
yeah,
it seems like it's like in what way don't do I and let's talk about it. And also, what is so evil about Comicsgate then at that point?
yep,
They want
exactly.
fun comics? Is that bad?
Yeah, yeah,
I want, I don't understand. I don't go around being like, you sound like this, so I'm going to disassociate myself from you.
yeah,
That's the backwards mindset. Like, I'm
yeah,
like, hey, you sound like an SJW. I don't want to talk to you. I have plenty
yeah,
of friends who are SJWs.
yeah,
I don't,
yeah,
yeah, I don't care. That's how they feel. That's their viewpoint.
yeah.
Cool. I'll have a discussion with them about it. I'm not about to trying to change their mind,
Right.
and I would hope it would be the other way around. Like I wouldn't want them to try to change my mind, but having an open discussion to give different viewpoints is a healthy thing.
Yep. That's how I feel.
Can I get this
And it's
mic?
weird though because the ones that are vocal about it is the real SJW type friends. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like they set the boundaries early on, and you should know better. Like, and I should know better than not to do. You know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, but you can't. I cannot deny what I am. You know what I mean? I cannot deny that. I agree with what Comicsgate is. That's the reason why I joined. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, and I think I don't know.
No, I
It's just
mean, there's a lot of reasons why people affiliate themselves with the movement. Like I came in because of Frege, and Frege was all about fun, cool comics. That's what I knew nothing about it outside of that. Like I was like, oh, that sounds cool.
yeah,
That's not what that's falling away from the wayside of comics. I kind of want to hang out with these people then. Like it just made sense,
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
But also, I like the fact that it's now like now you don't have to walk on eggshells. Like, you know what I mean? You can have your own opinion, and it can be different from everybody else's. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
And
and the
you
other
can only
thing,
have that
yeah,
here because you got to be on robot if you hang out with everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not about that life. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, bro, you know, I'm opinionated. Like, you know what I mean? I got opinions, and like, you can challenge them all you like, but still, you cannot wrestle those opinions away from me. That's my thoughts. You know what I mean?
right.
So, you know,
And to me, it's a lot of things. You know, I don't get like there are people, and I have even my own like things that I'm dead set. This is my mindset. You're really not going to change my mind. I'll discuss things with you, but I'm not going to change my mind. But I have a very open mind about a lot of stuff, and it's you can change it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong in some things. Maybe I'm wrong about Comicsgate. Maybe I'm not wrong about Comicsgate. Like
right,
it show me the side. So far, all the proof is like
yeah, I know exactly what you
you
mean,
know
bro.
movement
It's
and scene that we have going on. I have yet to see
yeah,
any difference otherwise. You know. The other side, I tend to see a lot of things that I just don't like or just are not in my interest, and so
yep.
it like my mind isn't swayed. Like I'm not changed.
You know what though?
Three
We're
thirty.
winning. I say this much, and I don't want to sound like I'm, you know, gloating or whatever, but we're winning, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude. Like, and I know if you were to like ask somebody on the opposing side,
Right.
they'd be like, "Oh, you're not winning. Sales are down. You know, campaigns aren't as funded as they used to be." And like, I'd say, yes, you're not wrong. Campaigns are not as funded, but we're also in a recession. Like
Yep.
we're in a huge like
Yep.
spending is down all across the board, so everybody's taking a hit.
Right.
Like it's not just us; it's you
Yep.
too.
Yep.
It's movies. It's
Yep.
anything that has to do with entertainment has taken a severe hit.
Yep.
So, but in the long run,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, we're winning. Our stuff's cooler. our
I know.
our stuff's just cooler.
It's like, yeah, we're winning. We are winning.
Yeah,
Ah,
but yeah, I for the most part, I tend to just draw the cool thing, hope people like the cool thing, and try to sell my cool thing. You know what I mean? Like
that's
I don't pay
all. That's
as much
all I wanted to
attention.
ever do. You know what I mean? That's all I ever. I think most of us. That's all we ever wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then they came out with kiss the statue or die. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh god, here we gotta go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like gang initiation. Like, you know what I mean? You better kill this guy, then you can be in our gang. If not, you're out. And it's like, no, I don't want to kill the guy. Like, I don't want to be
like
in your gang.
it
You
would
know?
be one. It would be one thing if it was similar to the whole Marvel DC debate, like when you were a kid. Like I'm Marvel. I love Marvel. Oh, you love DC? DC's trash. But it would be different if it was like that because that was kind of a friendly,
Right,
fun
right. It was
like
fun.
arguments. Like they weren't arguments. They were more or less like, whatever. That sucks. DC sucks. Batman smells. Like Wolverine could crush him. Like that's if there was like that, if they were like, look, our books are just better, like they are, like if it was a friendlier debate, I don't think people would be as angry about everything. They
Yeah,
just wouldn't,
yeah.
and I would be more than willing to have it be that way. But
Hmm.
I don't think they want it that way. They want to argue.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, yeah. That's what they want. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
that was tricky. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot, DJ. I didn't skim through those to see if they're editable. This first one might be able to cut it down. I don't know. I just went ahead and just sped them up. I usually just skim them real quick. Sometimes I have like giant gaps that I miss, and then I go do the voiceover, and I'm like, I don't feel like redoing everything. So I just like, I guess I should have cut that.
yeah,
I'm like, I don't feel like doing it.
yeah.
All right, let's see here. Where am I? It's Megan like last makes it tough. Yeah. So the book you're working on, uh, that's in pre-launch. Is there a launch time frame for it?
He wants to. So my friend Canilla is the one that wants to launch it. I told him not to launch it in. He wanted to launch it in December. I was like, no, bro, it's
No.
Christmas time. And he was like, well, we got good momentum going. I want to launch it in January. And I was like, okay, but I'll be out of it for 3 weeks in January. So he's adamant on launching in January. And I was like, dude, you got to get your pre-launch page up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to you can't just, anyways, it's a whole, like, he's excited, but you and I both know the work that needs to be done so that you can get, at least some decent opening, you know what I mean? To carry you through the rest of the way, you know what I mean? I'm sure we can fund, no matter how, like, well, I mean, you kind of got, well, in my opinion, for Kickstarter, you got to get that big opening, because that's the best you're gonna get is that opening, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so if you don't work hard for that, then you're gonna fail, you know what I mean? And then you're not going to succeed, and then then you're gonna learn, you know what I mean? Then you're gonna want to learn. So I already learned that, and he's excited, so he wants to launch in January. So I said, okay, this is your project, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't. I honestly
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't for March. March is when kind of tax returns start rolling in. People start spending money more. You know what I mean? Like,
The
people
only like there's
these. You know what I mean?
there's debates for like I you know what I mean. Like, okay, you're right. You are right. Launch in March, just when everybody's getting their tax returns. But there's also the opposing argument. Everybody launches in March and April because that's tax time. So there's a lot out there, and people may not back my book because they might be dedicated to somebody else's already. So you might have that argument in place, and then you can be like, okay, well, we'll launch February. People are still filing. They'll see the campaign ahead of time. We have this much time frame. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some strategical tactics there. But what if that backfires? Like, what if that anticipation backfires? Like, yeah, like it is smart to launch in March or April.
But even that is well thought out strategies. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I would, but I would not launch in December.
He's just excited, and he's just thinking that it's because of his. And you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I mean, I get it too. I don't, but still, yeah, that excitement is gonna flip on you, and you're gonna kill yourself, or you're gonna be like full depressed if you launch to crickets. You know what I mean? And that's part of. Yep. Oh, that's what. I mean, geez, you look at all of these guys, the guys that are doing them right. They got their channel, they work, and when they launch, people are ready because they're around. They're in the in everybody's consciousness. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like a lot of the books is like, okay, I would buy them, but because the more really, like some of them is expensive, and I still back them. Like, you know what I mean? But and that's kind of like people who back them, they understand. So it's like kind of one good time right now. You know what I mean? If you think about it, but you still got to be smart about them. It's like you gotta I don't know, you know what I mean. You gotta be smart about them, especially when you first start off. Like, like I got one under my belt, and I found it on the first day, which is great. But because I found it on the first day, I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna at least double my campaign. You know what I mean? And I never doubled a campaign. I think just went drag the rest of the way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Which kind of sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of sucks. I wanna launch an Indiegogo. You know what I mean?
I don't blame you. There's pros and cons again to that. Like, launching on Indiegogo, that's where a lot of CG is. So you get a stronger funding in that regard, but at the same time, you have the risk of being shadow banned. And if you're shadow banned, that creates a lot more legwork for you. Kickstarter has a better reputation as far as that, like, not being shadow banned, and on top of that, like, it has more of a name. Like, when I tell people I have a crowdfunder, like on Kickstarter, I say that even though I'm on Indiegogo, like, because they know the name. If I were to be like, yeah, I have a campaign on Indiegogo, they're like, what? But I would say, yeah, I got something on Kickstarter. They're like, oh, they may not know what it is, but they've heard the name.
Right.
So there's pros and cons to each one, So it just, yeah,
I
it's
want to
tough.
get the tried and true CG guys. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. Yeah,
Because the
absolutely.
CG guys is the guys that actually read the comics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like Kickstarter, you get all of these guys that come in and a lot of them is fucking creepy, but honestly, like you know what I mean? A lot of them is like, bro, like you kind of you end up in these circles with these guys, and you go on the shows and you chat them up and all of that, and they're really like, ugh, they're just disgusting. Not all of them, a lot of them real good, but it's like I don't know, but I just feel, ugh, I just get the meanest EBGB vibes when I'm like hanging out with that kind of people. You know what I mean?
Do you mean like people who aren't in the CG scene, or just?
The just the Kickstarter people that launch out the sex comics, like you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of
Well,
that. I was like, oh god,
I've been on streams with them, and it is weird because you're like, oh, another one. You're like, that's what you're thinking, but
uh,
they still are passionate about it.
yeah,
They
they are.
still are. They're
No,
excited, and
not
you
all
kind of
of
gotta.
them. You know what I
Right,
mean?
I'm not saying you're bashing them, dude. I'm not. I'm not saying trying to get to that, but
Yeah,
like you just trying to find you try to find a way to relate to them in some way. Like it's a comic, they still like comics, like they still do love like old Marvel and DC. They grew up on it too. Like so, you're like, yeah, it might be a sex book, and it might be just like kind of not my bag that they're into, and they do come across as a little But like, hey, these are comic people in the long run, and they're in the same boat I am. They're trying to crowdfund and get their books in
yeah,
eyes.
yeah,
So I get where you're coming from. I
yeah.
do. Because I've
But
been on streams with them.
I just hate like when like I get on. Uh, I'm a, you know that I'm a pastor, right? You know what I mean. So I got my church. I got people look. I got to be an example. You know what I mean?
Right, you got people watching you.
I got
Yeah.
people watching me, and I hang out with, and not to judge the other people that I'm hanging out with, but somebody who is kind of just learning, go look at it, I was like, wow, you know what I mean? So I
Well,
kind
like,
of got,
dude, I get where you're coming from because, like, I don't swear on streams. I don't. There's a reason for it. It's because like, especially on my streams, I don't swear. My mom might be watching. My aunt might be watching. Like, somebody from my family might be watching, and they're Christian. I'm Christian, but
right,
they're Christian. They don't like swearing. So I
right,
don't do it. Now, I don't tell other people they can't. That's on other people, but I don't do it. And I don't want them to hear it. Now, if they're not around and I know nobody's watching, I forget about it. I got a mouth, but because that's
right,
who I am, but I
right,
censor myself because so I get where you're coming from. Like you have this, you have like you have people out there that view you in a certain light. If they're like, oh, you're hanging out with this person, I don't know if I want to come
yeah,
to church anymore. Like, and that
right,
happens, and you don't want to lose that. That's important.
yeah, yeah. But at the same time, I don't like judge that other person too. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Correct. It's a
it's
fine, dude.
a
It's
fine
a
line you gotta
tightrope.
walk.
It's a tight.
Yeah, it's a tightrope you gotta walk on, and it's like, ooh, you
Yeah.
know. But then,
It,
yeah, it's right. I can go off into the rabbit hole forever on these conversations, 'cause just on past experiences. You know what I mean? But yeah.
well,
But
and one thing you
I want to get the tried and true CG guys that actually read comics. You know what I mean? Because
I do.
I actually write my comics. I'm passionate about the story. You know what I mean? The story that I'm telling. You know what I mean? Like the characters, all of that. It's not just, oh, look at this fun variant cover. Look at this. You know what I mean? This this shiny new toy is yeah, that's fine. I would like to have all those things, but the impact you get when you read the story, and the story hits you deep. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going for. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. I mean, dude, I wrote Absolute 1 and 2. Like, so I wrote a couple books, and I really want people to write that. I never really wrote anything before, and I really wanted people to read them. Like, I really do. Now, like you said, there are plenty of people, and I mean, I'm one of them because of my vision, but there's plenty of people who just look at the pretty pictures and call it a day, or they have them stacked in their piles and they never even open the boxes. I mean, and you
Right.
kind of can't stop that. We
Yeah.
because almost because like the environment that we're in right now with comics as a whole, like a lot of
Right.
them are the stories are just garbage. So people are so used to not reading the stories That they're just
Like,
like, oh, the like they back based on the look, so like they knew it, like the preview looked cool, so they're gonna get it and look at it. But
and
you
I
get the
know
people
that.
that do read them.
I know that. What I want to do is I want to outlast that so that when people actually start reading the comic and then they start talking about them, and then all of these people that didn't actually read the story, but they did back the book, they'll turn around and be like, "Oh, I have that book. I'll go read them
Yep.
now." Like, you know what I
And that's
mean?
the other thing. The people who do read, one good way to do that is to send like PDFs to people review comics like that are in CG. Like send them a PDF of the book after it's launched and people have it, obviously. Then you send them a free PDF. Be like, hey, if I send you a free PDF, will you review it? Give me your honest opinions on a stream, or not a stream, but a video. They usually do videos, and so
Right.
like Abra's 2 cents. Abra's great with this stuff. So she'll give you honest opinion. She'll do a video on it. But she's got a big following, and so people who see that, be like, oh, I have that book, and then they might go look at Abra, like the writing. I'll go check it out. You know what I mean?
What's
So
her name? Abra.
Abra from her channel is Abra's 2 cents. ABRA. Abra's 2 cents. Yeah.
Abra's 2 cents. Oh, okay. I'll
Yeah,
check her out.
she's good people, dude. It's Abra's and then the number 2 and then the word CENTS cents.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got it. Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm not ready yet. So my friend's gonna recolor all the issues, which is
Oh
awesome because
wow.
his colors is better than the original colors.
Mhm.
And I had no problems with the original colors, but this guy who's coloring now, he used to work for like Wildstorm. He was the, I don't know, some kind of some kind of color. So his colors is really good. So the deal is now he'll cut, like, so we kind of partnered up. I draw and he color, so we kind of gonna be on team, which is
Right.
awesome. So now when we get our shows, we can kind of use that. So Thursdays is our shows, like, we just talk and draw, and like what you and I are doing right now, exactly what you and I are
Yeah.
doing right now. We try to not be topicless though. We try to get topics that we can really dig deep. You know what I mean? Because
That's smart.
as
That's smart.
we got a lot going on in the cranium. You know what I mean? We got a lot
Right.
of experience, real life, and all of that. So it's cool. I think people like it. You know what I mean? It's still new, still in the infancy, which is great. But you know, so why not talk and draw and work and promote at the same time? You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, like honestly, dude, the way we do topic lists, it just became that way because of Frege way back in the day. He had Couch Doodles, and with Couch Doodles, it was just him sitting there drawing, and he'd just be talking. And sometimes, like, he would drop the link, and people would pop in, and you just hang out and draw. And
Right.
I was like, I told Luke, I'm like, dude, and he kind of went away to that format, like Couch Doodles, like became Frege Boom because he got his channel struck. So things happen. But before even all that, I was like, after we were on Couch Doodles, I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be cool if we did this like once a week maybe, and we could all get together and just draw and talk. I'm like, I don't like we have topics, but they're not pre-planned, and I'm like, we could just do that, and as long as I just want to draw, really, is all I want to do. I don't care what
Right.
we talk about. So that's why I became topic list because I didn't care what we talked about, and that's the most back ass word play way you could do it. If you have topics that's smart, like Ethan's show, they pre-plan. They have topics. Nerdrotic, like they all have topics pre-planned ahead of time. What's next on the agenda? It's smart, dude. And then like in between, you have a little commercial break. Oh, here's my campaign. Here, go check it out. We got this and that and cool. And
Yeah.
and now
Yeah.
now back. It's just a better way to do it, and it gets
I
better
can't
and it
wait
gets.
to get to that point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just can't wait till to get that point where you just, I don't know. It's like I can watch Ethan. I can watch male, like, the big guys, because they've been doing it for a long time. You can see how seasoned they are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's something to, like, really attain for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shoot for. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, so the accumulation of projects that you get under your belt after a while, like, it's like, wow, that you can really go for it.
Right.
So
And the other good thing about that is like I mean you meet new people along the way as it is, but you could even then invite in like somebody could hit you and be like, "Hey man, I got a campaign. I see you guys like hang out and draw and talk and I maybe come on draw and talk, promote my campaign. And if you got like 4,000 subscribers, it just helps them in the long run too. So you're growing your channel, and growing the eyes on your projects, and you can also help other people out. And it's the way to go. It's the way we get more eyes on things that normally wouldn't get eyes. Like, it's just one way of doing it.
Right.
It's hard enough to do it on your own, and stuff like that. So, like, it's like the way I look at it is, I would like some help in getting my stuff out there. Why other people would want help too, I would like to help them and pay
Right.
it back in a way. So yeah, it's the way a good way to go about things.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been trying to. Well, I don't. I want to grow my YouTube channel too. I got 18 subscribers.
You got to start somewhere, man. And I remember when I had 18 subscribers, so dude. Let's put it this way. I want to say about, I'll be generous, 425 when I had my shoulder surgery in what was it, June, end of June this year. I just hit over 1,000 because I've been uploading every day, a video, a short. I've been doing something every single day. But do you know how much of a dude? If I was working still, there's no way I would have been able to do it. There's no way. It wouldn't have been.
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to get it. Would I have gotten there eventually? Yes, but it would have taken me a lot longer because I wouldn't have been able to do it as frequently as possible because I had nothing else to do. So you have
Ah.
18 now, and like, yeah, you're starting off your live stream here or there. Great. Like, what really grows channels, if you want to play the whole YouTube algorithm trickery crap, shorts and videos, short videos, like 10 minutes or less long, every day. That grows your channel. That gets you subscribers. Algorithm does not like live streams. It doesn't really push them, but there's a double-edged sword to that. Live streams gets you backers, in the long run, because you're, like you
Right.
said, with you're showing your projects. You're talking about it more. You're reaching the crowd. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a fine line you got to walk. So, like,
Do
if you
you
look
do
at
you,
Shane, no, go
do
ahead.
you chop from the videos that you live stream? Do you give like clips from those, or you do like special
That's
like?
There you go. That's another good way to go about it. Like, if you clip a live stream and just upload part of that, or even do a short, like you found a funny 45-second part of that live stream and you clip it and upload that as a short, that's great too. Do that.
Okay.
Use what you have at your disposal. That way, the content that you have at your disposal, that way you don't have to worry about, like, oh, I got to do this today. I got to do that today. Be like, I already have it locked and loaded. I'm good. Like 80s made consumer, he would do that. He would cut clips. Oh, sorry. Okay. I was making sure that flowed.
Yeah, no worries,
uh,
man.
no, but yeah. So yeah, dude, definitely. Like, if you have a live stream and you got a bunch of people drawing, you can, like, let's say you were drawing, and you could even then zoom that in whatever app, zoom in on you, time lapse it to like 45 seconds, and then upload it as a short. Boom, you're
Uh,
good. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, definitely
Okay.
use what you have at your disposal. Like, Shane is a good model for stuff like this. Shane was uploading a video almost every day, like a 10 minute, 5-10 minute video about, the industry, DC Comics in disarray, stuff like that. But he would also live stream later in the day. Now, mind you, this is like he was drawing and then doing these, so he didn't have like a job on top of drawing, on top of YouTube, on top of,
Right.
like, he didn't have, like, he had some time in between. So, but still, that's a good example, like, of the way to do it, because YouTube likes that, the video, but you want the live stream. So if you do both of them and juggle it just right, you can
Mm-hmm.
grow your channel pretty well. And it takes a long time for people to
Right.
catch on, yeah, as to what's going on. And not only that, keeping it consistent with content. Like, you don't want to do like a video about Star Wars and then do a video about drawing, and the next thing you know, you're doing a video about, how to bake cookies. People be like, what's going on? What's this channel even about? you know?
Right.
So yeah, you kind of want to have a little bit of an overarching theme to your channel, but make it something you love. Because you love it, other people love it too. They just do, and they'll
Right.
find you. You know.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it takes a long time, and if you
Right. Right.
really want to grow it just takes, like I said, it's like working out. Once you get in that repetition, you won't kind of won't skip a day, or you won't skip this because it's just you're just so used to it. You integrate that time into part of that day. So like even if it's cutting a live stream and time lapsing it, or taking a 5 minute clip out of it and uploading that, you're like, okay, it takes me a half hour to do that. I'll do it before I go to bed. It's a half hour. I could get away with half hour. Like, you know what I mean? You fit it in here and there. So
Mm.
that's the way I do it. Now, I do it right? I don't know.
Well, I gotta start somewhere. So, however, like I'm open. Like
Yeah.
I'm open to whatever advice you know what I mean. Like, cause you got 1,000. Like, you know what I mean. You got so one. Do you get monetized after you get 1,000? You gotta get 1,000 plus so many hours,
You,
or how does that work?
yeah, well, YouTube changed things, and they changed them again apparently, I think. But as far as I know, to get super chats, just for super chats, you need 500 subs and 3,000 total watch hours within a year. That's within a year. So
You know,
if you had 2,999 watch hours, and then the next day it might go down because you didn't do a video the year before, and it cut your time down to 2,980. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? So
uh,
but yeah, but to get ad revenue, like you know how you get the commercials, you got to skip all the time.
right.
That you need the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours. So you can still get monetized and get super chats with 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. The watch hours to me are the hardest thing to get. So
What is watch hours?
that's
Like,
like if I have 12 people watching a 1 hour stream and they watch it from the first second to the last second, that's you know what that's not just 12. I think that's 12. That's 12 watch hours at that point. See what I'm saying? Because 12 people watched it for an hour straight. So those are
uh,
watch hours.
oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So now, not everybody
Me,
does that. So that's why it's good to have a big channel. And this is the way I thought of it. It's good to have a channel with a lot of subscribers, because eventually you're going to hit those watch hours based on them just watching your videos or watching your live streams. Because if you have 1,000 subscribers and they watch off and on, your watch hours will be hit faster than if you have 500 subscribers who just watch off and on.
right, right. I mean, I want to build up as much as I can because I want to be like Ethan them and just launch to my YouTube audience. You know what I mean? Because
Exactly. That's what I wanted
you
to. Yeah.
like shit, like you know what I mean? Like just get on
Yeah.
YouTube and just be there and be yourself and you know what I mean? Like
Right.
just work them and just that sounds great. Like you know what I mean? Like I used to be so afraid of the camera. Like you know what I mean? Like I used to be so like I did not want to be on camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
But
and
now,
there's plenty of people who still don't. They just have their icon, or like they just have their camera pointing at their art table or something like that.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that. But I
yeah,
think it's easier to grow your channel and get people. It's for likability. I think
right,
people like seeing the person. Like they like
yeah,
seeing your mannerisms, because they if you can, sometimes people can tell when you're like smiling and talking, but sometimes people can't. They don't know if you're joking. You know what I mean? So, or
yeah,
something in that
yeah.
regard. But they like seeing the person talk. Like, dude, when as long as my camera's working, I'll be off camera if I'm just drawing or if we're just hanging out. I'll be off camera. But if I'm promoting my
Yeah.
book, that camera is on. And every single time, no matter what, if I'm promoting my book, I have my camera on because I want the people to see me, to see my hand movements, to see my interaction, my enthusiasm about the project, because I am. So, I want them to see that. They can see the body language, and that encourages them more to maybe back that book. Now, if I'm off camera, they might hear the inflection in my tone, but they're like, yeah, but he could be rolling his eyes.
Mhm.
He could just not care, and he just is a good fit at both. So, yeah, anytime. But yeah, it takes a while to get used to this. It really does.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, dude, growing your channel to me, like getting the subs is the best thing. Even if I never get the hours, I want the subs. I just want the subs because
Yeah.
that gets backers,
Right.
you
Right.
know. So yeah, monetization, fun, cool. I get money. If I don't get money, I have a full-time job. I don't need the money from YouTube. Uh, I want
But
the
you still,
subscriber count so I can get
yeah.
backers.
Right. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to you. I could have sworn I was subscribed to you. It's just First Watch Studios, right?
Yep.
I should have been. I could have sworn I did. I didn't get notified that you went live though. Unless I did.
I don't-
No, it's that I would have to have the bell hit for notifications.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I gotta start doing when we're doing the videos, like
I'm not.
telling
What?
telling people to subscribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anytime you're live, and I forgot to do it too during Luke's. I kind of whispered it, but you guys like and subscribe. I mean, I kind of make a joke of it.
Right.
I'm like, like and subscribe there. I did the YouTube thing. Like I make a joke of it, but I'm still saying it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't
Right.
subscribed, dude. I'm sorry. I thought I was.
Mhm. All right, I got one more. 19. Yeah. Hey, one more counts. One counts.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, slowly and surely it gets there. And like, dude, I remember when I had under 100. You know, what was it, 3 years ago? I had under 100. So. And I didn't know the YouTube algorithm, so I was just streaming. I wasn't even doing videos, and it slowly would creep. I get a subscriber maybe once every other month. Like I'm like, yeah, I got one. And it is cool, dude. I'm still stoked that I hit like even like 500, like 400. Like I'm still in like wow.
Sounds like a lot to me. I feel like 100 is going to be a long time. You know what I mean?
And it is. Especially if you're not doing the YouTube algorithm game. It is.
Yeah.
It's a long time, but it's great. Like 100 people like what I do, and they want to see it. That's awesome. I think that's cool. 18 people that you don't even. Well, you know me, but like you may not even know the other 18 people like that are subscribed to your channel. That's dope, dude. People you never met in your life. This is the way I look at it. And I've never met these people in my life, and they like what I do. That's awesome. It's not just your friends being like, yeah, your stuff's great. It's like, you're my friend. You're going to tell me that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah, it's a slow grind, but it's worth it in the long run. And not only that, dude, like you said, at first you wouldn't even want to get on camera, and like now you're on camera. Like, so not only then you get more and more comfortable just with doing this. And so those subs, like they might be slow to get, but it's just practice. It's all practice. So
Yep. I gotta well, it's good for me to know that, just all the little things, because
oh no, is that my internet? Did I just lose DJ? Did my internet cut out? I lost DJ, everybody. Well, I should share this out. I'm going to share this out. Oh, you're back?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
back.
I think
Okay,
it was
you're
my
back.
internet blip.
Well, lucky for you, I've been doing this a couple days, so I can kind of ramble about nonsense if that happens.
I was like, what happened to Jason? Oh, it's my internet.
Dude, it's funny. Sometimes that'll happen, and it's funny. You could tell when the other person is not used to like hosting, so they'll just be like, "So yeah," like they'll just sit there. It's like speak, please say words, say anything. It really doesn't matter. Just fill the dead air.
Yeah. But I like it because it gives me some like I know the work that I gotta do. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like having short-term goals. You know what I mean? Like before the channel, before I got the channel going and all of that, it just felt like it's so impossible. Like, you know what I mean? It just felt like everything is so impossible. But then once I just, pushed aside all the fear and all of that stuff, and it's like, just do them, and zero expectations. Just go on the journey and just go and just get to the next step. You know what I mean? One foot after the other foot, and just do them that way. Then it became fun. You know what I mean? So
That's what they
Yeah,
say. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. You know.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
just that. Eat the elephant, man. Just take one bite at a time. You know,
yeah,
it's a slow process, and like I said, it was. I still would be sitting well below what I'm at if I didn't have that time off and I wasn't doing the algorithm game. So,
mhm.
but it all depends on how you like Rex. Look at Rex, Devil Flyer. He streams every single day at 4 o'clock Central or whatever. But he streams every single day at that time frame, and his channel is slowly growing. Like he's getting subs slowly, slowly, slowly. His watch hours, forget about it, dude. The guy's got like 400,000 watch hours because he streams every single day for hours on end. So his watch hours are great. It's just getting those subs. But he's still getting subs because people know, oh, this guy goes live at 4 o'clock every single day. And now, dude, he can do that. I can't go live every single day. I just can't. It's
Yeah,
not in me,
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but that's why it's good to have a schedule of some kind. Like, okay, like you're in Hawaii, you go live at midnight on Thursday nights. That's your time frame. That's what you do. People once, even if you're 18 subs, they'd be like, oh, he goes live Thursday. They'll share it out. You might get one or two because they shared it out. Now you got 20 subs because of that, and then those a couple of those people, one friend tells another and another and another. So
Yeah.
and they know Thursday nights I can watch this. It's every week. It's once a week. It's fine. A couple hours. I can have a little fun. So to me, it's good to have a set time frame for at least one show.
Yeah.
The rest of them, if you go
Well,
sporadic, fine. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's what the Thursday shows is for. The only thing is, like, we can never lock in a time because either he gets something or I get something. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
to family and all of that. Like, you know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
now, do you guys have it set? Like, is it always just on your channel, or is it always just on his channel?
it's always on my channel. He doesn't even have a
Okay.
channel right now. So I'm
Okay.
trying to use it to move my channel up, and he's
One
not
thing he
even.
could. No, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say one thing you could do is give him access to your StreamYard, and let's say you're like, okay, Thursday at midnight. If you can't do it, but he can at least go live Thursday at midnight, and then you could hop in later whenever you can. Even if you can't, you at least get that content up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one
Well,
thing you could. It's
not so much.
it's an option.
No, it's not so much. It's like finding the time where both of us get off. You know what I mean? Because we
Right.
usually we want to do that specific show together. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. No,
So
that's fine. Yeah.
we sit down together. Sometimes it's like he got something, or sometimes I got something. But it's new, so you know what I mean. So we kind of just now introducing that into our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
Dude.
I think now my wife is okay. Maybe not, but you know what I mean. As we keep doing them, she'll be like, okay, Thursdays is this is set aside for that. Like, you know what I mean. So,
Right. Yeah.
and then
Like you said.
sometimes I work late and whatever's. You know what I mean. So,
Yeah, and like we said, life happens, and family is the most important. So, you got to take care of that first. So if it conflicts, it conflicts, and you don't do the show, you don't do the show. Nothing like Red Valkyrie's regen cycle. They try to do it every Friday. They don't always do it every Friday. I think they missed the past 2 or 3 Fridays. And it's fine, but people still know it does happen on Fridays. So once you get it established, like people are like, oh well, they missed this week. It's fine. It's not like people are going to be crying in the corner. Well, a couple might, but people will be like, oh well, they'll be live next week then or something. You know what I mean? They'll still be sub to your channel. So but you have at least that idea. You guys know, hey, we need Thursday, and
right,
we're going to try to lock in a time. Once again, though, not too bad that you have a specific day too. Like we have a day, like Thursday's the day, so
right,
that's good
right.
that you have a day. Yeah. Like
What?
sadly, I'm. Oh, go ahead. No, go.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead. Finish your thought because I'm gonna jump.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, sadly, I'm on with JBot usually, at 10 to 12 Eastern time. I don't know what time that is for you.
On
Um,
Thursdays.
yeah, on Thursday. So
Okay, okay.
yeah. So, but you're gonna overstream somebody, no matter what it is, dude. So yeah, just do your thing, man.
Yeah, yeah, and that was more because of him. Like I can stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But
So you're pretty flexible, yeah.
yeah, like I cannot stream all those times, but I can
No. Yeah.
like for start off gonna be Thursdays. You know what I mean? Because Thursdays is well, Tuesdays and Thursdays when I used to hang out with you guys, right?
Yeah, we go live Tuesday nights, 9:15 Eastern. Obviously, you're in Hawaii, so it's totally different time
Right.
frame.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I usually miss out because I'm getting off of work and all of that. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
why.
dude. It sucks, man. I'm sorry, you know. Yeah.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we want to
It's
hang out though, man. You know, we do.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, don't forget to when you do end, don't forget to hit the end button, and then you have to hit the end button again. Just so you
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
is it, yeah. I just didn't know if you were ending it now, or
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if you were. We can still keep going. That's on you,
No,
man.
no,
It's your channel.
up to you. I mean, do you got to go or
In a way, yeah, because I guess got to do the voiceover for this and then
okay?
render it and upload it. So
That's it right now.
yeah.
All right,
All right.
everybody.
Well, everybody, hey,
My channel, like
let,
on the way out. Um, Jason's channel. What is Jason's channel?
unhinged entertainment. Yeah,
All right.
that's me.
See you guys next time.
Thanks for having me on, DJ.